Good evening, people, and welcome to another quarterly annual update for the new purchases in my Swarovski collection for 2023. This is the fourth installment this year, and the figurines were purchased between October and December of this year. Now, before I start going through these new figurines, which are only a part of my main collection, which now holds over 1,100 figurines, I'll give you one hint as one collector to another. There's this that I usually tell people as first advice to a new collector is always keep the boxes and keep the foam, because sometimes you have to move, sometimes you have to store things temporarily, and the foam and the box are the best way to store them and the safest way to store them. And if you sometimes have to ship them outside, you have to sell them perhaps, then it's safest to ship in the original box and foam. But that does not include keeping the old and crumbly foam and shipping in it, because this is an utter loss. This cannot be fixed. That's just utter ruin. And the foam does get bad. This is from 1990. And I'm not sure how fast it'll happen to the current figurines, but that's what will happen at one point, I suspect, to all foam. So replace the foam with upholstery foam, for example. That's my tip for today. Now let's start going through these new figurines. Here we have the train, one of the trains or locomotives. This has now 4 parts. There are 6 parts in total, if I remember correctly, and then there are a couple of variants of the passenger cart, but these 4 are a good start. They were sold in different combinations from what I can remember. Now we have Annual Ornament, Annual Edition Ornament 2013 and Little Star Ornament 2023, or as we like to call it, Annual Ornament Small. So then we have Classic Reindeer Ornament and Sleigh Ornament. These are both Rhodium versions. There is also a golden colored version. And here we have Crystal Moonlight Heart Ornament, which is a very special design, as you can see, 4-dimensional. I've always loved this style of design. Here we have the Gift Ornament, which is actually much prettier in real life. The camera just doesn't do justice to these figurines. Then we have Holiday Cheers Beagle, puppy with the cap, and then Christmas Wreath Ornament. In there we have the green Christmas tree, which is retired, and in the back we have Holiday Magic large Christmas tree. This is probably still in production or recently retired, so you should be able to buy one online, at least if you hurry. Now, these here are present with purchase or gift with purchase ornaments. Clear. The middle one should be Aurora Boreal, but the coating looks suspiciously more like the shimmer coating, which is more purple and pink than Aurora Boreal. And then there's the golden shade. Now, if you have looked at Swarovski's American and Canadian websites, you will have found 4 exclusive ornaments which are not available on, or were not available at least a week ago, on European or Australian or Asian websites, and they seem to be USA and Canada exclusive, at least for now. But the first one of these exclusive ornaments looked exactly like this clear star. They just changed the hanger type. The second was shimmer coated star, which I'm beginning to suspect that they have reused the crystals that were left over from these gift with purchase ornaments. The third exclusive ornament looked, now this is not new in my collection, I've had this for a while. This is the Holly Leaves ornament from the line Garden Tales, and it looked, or looks, as if they had taken the crystal part and just hung it from a red ribbon instead of these hook and two hoops thing, and just given it a new name or new serial number. So basically it looks exactly like this. I'm not sure if there's a color difference, but the amount of facet matches, and it looks like the whole design is the same. I can't be 100% sure. I probably have to buy one to make sure, but I'm beginning to suspect that the 3 of the 4 exclusive ornaments are actually recycled parts. Now the 4th ornament is called a flower blossom ornament. Looks a lovely purplish pink flower, and I have not found anything that matches the design in my collection or anywhere in my wish list, but I might be wrong there. It might be a completely new design, or it might be something that they took out of a larger figurine. I'll have to get back on that when I have one at my hands, hopefully this year. But let's move on from this ramble to, this is a very special thing. This one was also an American and Canadian exclusive, and I haven't found this on any other website. I periodically check the Asian and Australian and other websites, other European websites, though I cannot order from them directly, but I can check the selection, and the selection seems to vary from time to time. But this one was sold only in the Canadian and American website, as far as I know. It was sold as an exclusive snowflake ornament. I have the box here actually, and it was shipped in a tube. And if you've purchased these figurines before, you know that mostly these flat items, flat ornaments, are shipped in flat cardboard boxes, but this was shipped in a tube and called Ornament Snowflake. The serial number is the same, but I have no idea why. Did they run out of boxes? Possibly. But this is an extremely beautiful snowflake, and it's a real pity if it becomes a rare commodity only available for American and Canadian collectors. But it's you might want to try to buy one if you have access to one. So I think that's for the Christmas things. Now let's move on. Here we have 5 new thimbles in my collection. There's a couple of toucans, an eagle, an owl, and a parrot. Some of them are on the pine cone base and others on the barrel base. And I actually have a couple of their boxes here as well, which I may have mentioned before. They are very different from usual Swarovski boxes. The stickers are, the upper stickers are a bit the same. I'm going to check if I can zoom into this. Yeah, now it's zooming. Swarovski thimble cone eagle. This is an English language box, and here's the German language box. So, thimbles. Then we have, behind them, we have the Winter Swan, which is actually more of the Christmas decorations category. And then we have the butterfly abala, magnetic butterfly abala. This one was a gift from my husband this year for Christmas. And this is Swarovski Crystal Society 2013 member exclusive whooping cranes. And SCS Crystal Society Ostrich McKenna 2023 release and will retire soon. Then we have, this is the King Mouse. Now, buying a King Mouse is challenging because people mostly refer to the Crystal Lodge measurements, but some measure the crystal figurine from the tip of the tail to the floor. And some people think it means the length, and some people think it means the height to the tip of the ears. If you watch my full collection tour a couple of days later, after this, you will see how much the size actually differs from the most common mouse or the most common mice. I will display them side by side so you can see the difference. And the King Mouse was also sold only in USA and Canada, if I am correct. I'm not sure about Canada, and I have some suspicion that some of these USA and Canada exclusive may or may not have been sold in Australia, but someone with more expertise on Australian selection might be able to confirm or deny that. Anyway, this is here. The middle is a duck called Duke from Lovelock's City Park. It's a relatively large piece for a Lovelock's figurine. And next to it, the largest of the oval hedgehogs without whiskers. This is about 7 centimeters long. Now we have a bunch of grapes, another United States and Canada exclusive. This is the larger version and Rhodium version. So the leaves and the stem are all Rhodium colored, not gold. Now we'll move here. Happy ducks. This is one of the larger happy ducks. This one was called Chloe. Has a pendant around the neck. And then we have 2 rabbits. One with poinsettia and one with tulips. And Swarovski Crystal Society 2009 Gorilla Cub. I wasn't going to buy it, but I found one with relatively cheap price and just thought I may as well. Then we have Sparkling Fruit Pear. Then we'll go down here. First we have Shark Baby. And then another figurine which took me quite a long time to find. Almost 1.5 years. Now this is the USA and Canada exclusive reverse mini koala. So the most common mini koala looks the other way, and it's a complete mirror image of this figurine. And then here we have the elephant with the frosted tail. This is the larger version. There are 2 versions. These will be displayed side by side as well, so you can see the size difference between them. And another United States and Canada exclusive is this hedgehog, round hedgehog. It's called Tiny in Crystal Lodge website, except it's much larger than the replica hedgehogs, so I guess the term tiny is a relative term. Then we have the Swarovski Crystal Society paperweight, Black Swan paperweight. It's a lovely cut with all those lovely facets. And then we have King Turtle or King Tortoise. This is actually very often mixed with the global release of Turtle Large. This one was sold in USA and Canada exclusively, and you can identify it not just by size, but look at the shape of the head. That's one good thing you should remember when you're identifying pieces. Look at the shape and placement of things in the figurine, not just the sometimes inaccurate measurements or the species of the figurine you're trying to identify. Then we have one of the older, or two of the older frogs. Frog Prince with black eyes was a gift from my husband this year, and so was this little mini frog, small frog. They're both older pieces. Then we have this Journeys limousine. Very cool. Then we have a couple of Happy Flowers. There's the Happy Flowers Heart Flower Red and Happy Flowers Tulip Yellow. These are both from the smallest category of Happy Flowers, about 5 centimeters tall. And behind and between them is the Crystal Memories Narcissus Gold. I have wanted this figurine for a very long time. Now I have it. Then we have Wedding Present from Swarovski's Love Theme Group. It's a very romantic present. And a hermit crab. And then we have Baby's Rattle Rhodium version from Crystal Memories. The ball has the Aurora Boreal coating. And then we have two from Garden Tales. Poppy's red collar is absolutely scrumptious. I love the red collar on Poppy. And then we have Daisy with Aurora Boreal coating. Very beautiful. And then we finally have the tic-tac-toe game. The lid of the box doubles as the game board and the pieces are nicely fitted in their places. So you can basically, you could carry this in your pocket for a nice game of tic-tac-toe. Anyway, those are the new figurines in my collection in these last 3 months. Now, in a couple of days I will be doing the full collection walkthrough, the annual full collection walkthrough. If you have any questions that you'd like to present, you can email me or you can use the comment section, and I will be talking a lot during the collection tour, which will include over 1,100 crystal figurines. So feel free to ask anything that puzzles you about Swarovski or Swarovski collecting. I hope you like these. I'll see you in a couple of days.